Just kidding. I did see you there because I put you there. Let's sit down and drink a cup of tea. I'm drinking some red rose and just kind of chit chat, catch up, back some peppermint tea. We're just gonna create a little vibe. I really wanted to come on here because I have a lot of blessings that I want to share, and this has been a crazy, powerful, beautiful week, and I guess this is kind of like a reminder to myself, but if it resonates, take it. If not, great. And I feel like sometimes there's two different kinds of suffering. There's like the kind where something traumatic happens and processing and holding space for all of these beautiful parts of ourselves without any shame or guilt. And then there's another type, and it's like the type of suffering that's being perpetuated. And I can fall into this so well. And I feel like I didn't even realize I was there again until I realized, yeah, the beginning of last week, I feel like I'm just waking up cranky and feeling disconnected and not like myself, and going to bed feeling strange, waking up feeling strange, and there wasn't necessarily a reason. And I can get kind of triggered in these spaces, or just overly down and pessimistic, and my ego, I named my ego Charles. Charles can get very loud. Love my ego, but in these spaces it doesn't serve for me. And what I dropped into this week is a Joe Dispenza meditation. I'll link it in my bio, but essentially tapping back into that space of really tuning in to my internal energy and seeing the parts of my subconscious that I'm ready to shift and transmute and alchemize, whether that's not being vulnerable with people or shutting off, getting lost in anxiety or worry, and how much of this energetic space I'm holding on to when I am safe and I am okay. And yeah, I feel like through this meditation, then it's like reclaiming our sovereignty and our remembrance of who we are, and tapping into that energy of what would it feel like if I were to let this go, and if I were to allow this programming to alchemize and to transmute, and I would be connected in love. I would feel the abundance that is my birthright. I would feel that I'm okay. I would be able to go after my dreams, and really embodying that energy, because it doesn't matter so much what I do, it matters who I'm being in my embodiment. And get this, so basically in this meditation, you ask to see a sign, basically just confirming that, like, after giving up and letting go of this energy, that there is a higher power, a source, guides, ancestors that will handle all of the mechanics as I let go of something and surrender it to something bigger than myself. And through doing this, I've been asking for signs that this is shifting. So I want to share those signs. Today I had a lot of blessings come through, and I've been really worried about my financial state and what I'm doing, seeing certain manifestations of my dreams, but not really knowing if it's sustainable or possible for me to really build a life within this. Like, am I gonna be okay? And through shifting that and claiming this abundance and knowing my creations and my worth and my energy and my love, I had a full ceremony room today, which doesn't always happen, and for my sound baths, and I made just the perfect amount of money and then some to really support myself. And there was connections that I made, like genuine fueling connections, which is what I've been calling into. Like if I were to let go of this worry and this fear, then I would be more connected with people. And so people have come in and partaking in other events that I create and fueling my creations, and more job opportunities, more work hours have popped up, and the energy in my ceremonies has shifted, and I've seen dear friends. Like another thing is being more vulnerable and opening up that space to be seen for every aspect of myself. Looking for the peppermint labels. Okay. And I had a dear friend come and she was like, I felt called to be at your ceremony, and she was holding space for me, which I haven't had like as deeply as I felt in this connection today. And I just feel like these are the signs, and like just asking for that confirmation and being willing to truly let go and see this support has shifted everything. Anyways, I had a customer walk in. All I'm sharing this for is like, this is what I do to pull out of these spaces, and like asking for a rewiring sign, especially for the subconscious, to believe that these things are true, can really assist in shifting paradigms and limiting beliefs, and really just reaffirming a higher truth. And I'm very grateful. And yeah, I'm gonna bag up some more tea. I'm gonna get a few tea blends because your girl has been bloated. Red rose tea, just because I quite like it. Some detox tea just to assist my system. Peppermint tea for bloating. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. It is the next day. I just made some cacao and I meditated. And today is the day I give everyone their second attunement. So I'm gonna get ready. It's beautiful. You can't see anything, but that's what we're doing today. Prayed over some cacao, play some music, do these attunements, go to some hot springs, fill up the soul, be in connection. I'm so excited. Buenos dias. It is the next day and I'm just sipping on a cup of cacao. I'm about to get my journal just so I can really ground into my activities for the next week. This is last week's, which I compare, and then I write everything down, my schedule, my goals, what worked, what didn't work. And then I heated up some coconut oil and jojoba oil to get this oil nice and warm, to really dive into some self-nourishment. After my ceremony work, Reiki attunements, energy work, I need to vitalize myself and dive into really deep nourishment. Plus I feel so good and I feel beautiful when I do this. So I'm just putting the oil starting on my split ends, and I'm really dousing my ends and moving the oil up throughout the rest of my hair. I've done this since I was probably, 14 or 15, and it's something that has always stuck with me to really just feel beautiful and feel like I'm pouring into myself. And I'll even take this up to my scalp, and I don't put as much oil on my scalp, but I'll really massage it into my head, into my hair. Next, I'm moving into a bath, and I use plants and herbs in my bath, as a friend taught me this, and it really does assist detoxifying. And I'll put on a nice rose face mask, and I'll have some castor oil for my skin afterwards. The plants really do assist, and I'll also drink some tea with me to take care of my internal system and do some somatic breath work and just releasing any residue, any other energies that aren't serving me. Good morning, good afternoon. It's technically like 4 in the afternoon, but it feels like morning to me still. I'm recuperating from the attunements last night, and I really didn't want to film any of it because it just felt so sacred, and I just didn't really want to interrupt any of that process. I wanted that to be something just very close to everyone participating, but it was such a beautiful night and everyone released so much, and the attunements were so deep, and I don't want to share anyone's experience, but there were just so many tears and body somatic releases and healing, and we had a beautiful night of connection and just being women and skinny dipping in the hot tub, and that was like so freeing for me because in the past I've had like so many triggers come up with being naked in front of people, and to feel so safe and held and like return to such a space of home within myself and with others was so beautiful, and just giving each other massages and just really loving on ourselves, like so beautiful. And anytime I do a ceremony or big energy work or one-on-one sessions, I'm always so tired the next day and I need to sleep in. Like I slept in till 12. I need to put everything to the side, just fully rejuvenate myself, be so slow. And so that's what I've done this morning, and I'm just barely having a cup of cacao, and I'm gonna journal. I am preparing for my dieta to start tomorrow, which I want to do a whole video on for that process. And so just getting my body accustomed to bland foods and really just having a clean diet. And there's been a lot of things coming up for my body to love my body deeper in so many ways, because there's still, especially getting off hormones, there's been a lot of shame come up within my body and a lot of bodily changes, and that's something that's always been a struggle for me and my ancestors, and I feel like so many women in general, just as a collective. And so when I'm implementing changes to love myself deeper, I'm really conscious now to make sure that I'm not doing that from a space of shame and shaming myself into loving myself, because it's not authentic that way. And don't get me wrong, like that still comes up, you know, but it's something that I know how to navigate with a lot more grace, and bringing it back to the true reasons and my true intentions of why I am choosing to love my body in a gentle, deeper way with the foods that I consume, and the way that I move my body, the way that I work out and stretch. It's so different when it's from a space of shame and not loving myself. And so I'm really excited to do this dieta, not only to get to know this beautiful plant spirit and who she is and her service and her spirit and her love, but also my own, and to share that with her and to be open for whatever comes up, and just excited. I'm grateful that this is my life. And yeah, I think I may paint today and just kind of get some gentle creations in. And I think this is the last sit down video I'm gonna film for this week, but I love you guys. I'll share with you just some of my creations, and I trust you'll have a beautiful week, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.